you want to ask me about the war, or about where I went to school, or something like that? Up to the point, when the war broke out, I'd just gone off to, I think I'd had one term at a very nice boarding school in Kent. It was decided that the school must be moved, must move to another place. And we were all sent home to our various homes. It was a bit, and while the school authorities, rather late in the day, went round to see what they could find in the way of a stately home, or anyway, they settled on a hotel eventually, quite a large hotel in Newquay in Cornwall, which gave us quite a lot of enough accommodation for the people who were, because of what has happened, some of the parents simply took their children away and sent them somewhere else. But the people who stayed in the school found themselves in the Hotel Bristol. And it was rather fun being down there. It was much more sort of, there was more freedom in a way than there was. And there was more to look at. You see, where we were in Kent, it was in a lovely area, but it was in a sort of part of a stately home, and that had bits added onto it, I think, to accommodate more people. And even though it was a long way from anywhere, and you didn't see any of the locals very much and that sort of thing, whereas plonked in a hotel in a Cornish holiday area, was quite different. Just outside the school there was a pedestrian crossing. And always remember, girls, if you're going down to the beach, you will be allowed to go down at certain times, and you mustn't go down alone. There must be a group of you. But always use that pedestrian crossing. Then if you're run over, it's not your fault, you see, said our dear little house mistress. And then we nearly got lost in the country one day, because our nice little house mistress, who liked to get to know the senior girls, you see, and find out what was happening in the house and all that kind of thing, said, would two or three of us like to go out and explore the countryside a bit, and perhaps we can find a farm that might give us a cream tea. And we were sort of halfway there, right out in the middle of nowhere, when we had a puncture. But of course she hadn't the face decided, what she knew she needed to get the tyre changed, but she hadn't the first idea of how to set about it. So another girl and myself had watched our fathers, and my father and brothers and people, you know, in their families changing tyres, and knew how it was done. And so between us we managed to get into the boot of the car and find some tools, and we actually managed to change the tyre, change the wheel, you know, put on the spare wheel. Well, after that the sun shone out of us, and we could do no wrong, which was really quite a good idea, because they taught maths, I think, both of them, and I was hopeless in maths, so I think they were a bit kinder to me after that. And then the other thing about that, we were allowed to go down to the beach at certain times and swim, and there was on the other side of the town, in another hotel, there was a boys' school from somewhere in East Anglia, which is not a nice, good place to be in the war, of course. And so you can imagine what happened, can't you? Trying to get to know each other, perhaps, and go for walks and that kind of thing. Anyway, it was quite fun. And it was better than being in big dormitories, just being sharing a room with 2 or 3 other people, which was made it much more sort of civilised. And so the end of my school days I rather enjoyed. One other minor drawbacks was the fact of us getting there, because it was most of us lived, our families, we lived a long way away from Cornwall, and so our poor parent, our fathers, had to sort of get up at the early hours of the morning to get us to one of the nearest, Paddington I think it was, the London station, to get us down there on a train that would take us right through and wouldn't send us to the wrong place.